Myossi, back in 2012, you were arrested, and it actually made headlines. What happened during this incident?
Well, I was on my way. My sister brought me some powder, Gold Bond powder, that is, for my skin condition when I get nervous. And instead of her giving me the whole container, she puts it in a plastic bag. Well, my daughter was giving me problems. She wasn't going to school, so I wouldn't allow her to go see a family member. So what I did was I had a police officer friendly to come to the house to get them a pet talk, put some fear in them to be good while I'm gone. I go to the store, they leave. I go down to the store, come back. Here they home alone. You know, they came back, they in the house. I'm right down there walking up the hill. They home alone, and they said, well, there was drugs on the table. And I said, no, it wasn't. It was Gold Bond powder. And that's how it went. And everything fine. They let me out like 2 hours later. But I had to wait until Monday, which is 72 hours, in order for you to go to court, you know, for the children. And on our way, the judge said, she here, this ain't real, da-da-da-da, let her out. Well, then that's when we see this all over the news and all over the paper. So
the news, the media reacted so fast to this story.
3 days later.
Right.
It was just a fabricated story.
So let me ask you this, how did the story get out in the first place?
I believe this one here, because this is his way of controlling the situation and getting my son. I did bring it to Tom's attention that I felt it was him back then.
And what was his response?
His response was, well, Myossi, I just don't know. You remember that conversation?
I don't recall that conversation.
You know exactly about that on it.
So you got released from that. Was there anything ever that showed the truth that you didn't do that, what the headline said?
No, because when stuff like that comes to the media's attention, they have to run the story. You know, it's a storyline, and even though it was hurtful, even though I don't have 11 children.
Well, you were entitled to a retraction.
Right. It was just,
Was it overwhelming to you? Is that
oh,
were you saying that you're
this was humiliation for me. This is one of the reasons why I left.
Right, because that community now has seen these headlines. They're all over the local newspapers.
You know, when I left, when he went to jail, because I feel like when you're that mean-spirited that you can do that to me, or even be around and let it be okay for someone to even harm me in that way, that's the reason why I was trying to run. I was humiliated, you know.
So Myossi, just to clarify, even to this day, when we Google your name, these are some of the headlines that still come up. There's been no retraction. It's actually one of the first things that comes up. So think about things like employment, or if anybody does a background check, these are the things that they're gonna see.